We believe that we're all in this together is a far better philosophy than you're on your own.
Every year, over 20,000 foster children turn 18 and are what we call aged out. Or in simple terms, most of them are put out into the world on their own, with no housing, financial assistance, training, or emotional support. This often results in high percentage rates of poverty, unemployment, drug abuse, teen pregnancy, and incarceration. Just knowing that 1 in 5 kids aging out of foster care will become homeless is a staggering statistic.
For who? For Mommy and Yanni?
Mommy and Yanni.
Say yay.
Yay.
When you're 17, reality don't hit you yet until it's like probably 3 days before your birthday. You'll be like, I'm really gonna be 18. I'm really gonna be on my own. Like, what am I gonna do? Where I'm gonna stay? So it's like a lot of worries go through your head.
You're very pretty. You're gonna mess up your hair.
Some of them have been in a home for many, many years. And then at 18, they're on their own. I mean, literally on their own. We've had situations where these children are placed on the doorstep with their belongings in a bag on their birthday. That's how drastic it is.
I didn't know where I was gonna go until my caseworker or whoever had helped me find Casa V.
If I was out of Casa Valentina and I was with my dad, most likely I would be pregnant. I'm pretty sure I would not be in college.
I guess I'd be more of an introvert, less outgoing, less happy.
There's a lot of research now about children who age out. They are disproportionately homeless. I mean, a lot of them.
I probably would have been like another statistic dropped out of school, selling drugs, probably in jail.
These children are more likely to engage in criminal behavior. They're the ones who are going to rob your car. That'll get your attention.
I probably want to have my daughter. I could have been in a ditch somewhere. I could have been somebody, girl.
Without Casa Valentina, I'd probably be working at a gas station, and that'll be my job for the rest of my life.
Some people don't really care what you do. You're out of their hands, you're 18. But Casa Valentina actually prepares you for real life, because 18, you're not really, you're grown, but you're not really grown.
Many people expect us to fail, I think. They don't expect us, but it's just like, oh, you really can't do much. You don't have parents, so you have to rely on yourself. And so you just gotta wing it.
I bring a unique perspective as a former foster child to my role on the bench. It's always given me the opportunity to understand that for some people who appear in front of me, things are not as easy as they may have been for other people.
When I was sort of 12 and 11, when I got to middle school age, my mom started sexually abusing me. And it went up until I was 16. My mom was like, if you guys say anything, they're gonna take you guys away, and you're never gonna see us again. And I would cry myself to sleep every night. I was really suicidal because I just felt like there was no way out of it. And I was always afraid of speaking up about that trauma because I knew that it was referring back to my mom. We did a recorded phone call and she confessed what she had done. And then she got arrested that weekend. And I saw her mugshot and I saw her bond. And it was I can't describe the feeling now to this day. It was sort of I remember that I started crying and I was like, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, because it was for the first time in 17 years of my life, I didn't have to worry about her ever doing anything to me. I knew she was gone. And I felt bad because everyone in my family was really angry that she was in jail, and I felt confused because I was like, this feels great, but I should feel bad that I just put my mom in jail.
You guys are gonna be behind again. I'm not gonna be behind. I'm gonna have to tell you next weekend when we really got a long time. Okay.
We provide the support that they need in different avenues, from education to life skills, and just being there to help them transition from where they are now to being completely independent.
It's like a support system. And all they ask for you is to do your best in whatever you choose to do.
When I was in foster care, I couldn't get a driver's license because I didn't have a responsible adult who could sign the papers for me.
They teach you how to be independent. Not only make sure you go to school, like they teach you like adult skills like managing a bank, saving, budgeting.
So it's actually a really good idea to show up and start networking and get them to know you by face and by name.
I mean, how many of us would send our 18-year-olds off on their own, having to find their own place to live, having to make their own food, having to make their own doctor's appointment, even know to go to the doctor, have to find a job, be in college, school, etc. It's impossible at that age. I think to do that doesn't matter who you are. But at age 18, these children who've had the least in terms of nurturing and support and even love, these children, we let them go.
There's simple things that we don't know how to do that life expects us to know, but we don't know.
What we see is when young people leave here, and even during the time that they're living here, they're learning things that the rest of us sort of take for granted. You know, like applying to a job or doing a simple internet search. Those small things build confidence, and so I think what we're doing is building confident young people.
When you turn 18, before Casa Valentina, there was really no place to go. They don't know how to find an apartment. They don't know how to budget their small amount of money to pay the rent and the electricity and the water bill. They're often not in safe neighborhoods because they have so little money. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. And there's no support. In Casa Valentina, it's like having 100 moms there for you every day, anticipating your needs and meeting your needs, supporting you, being a cheerleader for you as well, and pushing you, always pushing you to meet your potential.
You forget that people have an identity other than what has happened to them, and it's really unfortunate what has happened to us, but we're still people, and it's not our circumstances, like we're still human beings, and I think sometimes people don't realize that these things could happen to anybody, and we really didn't have a choice to be this way. It was just the life that we're given, and everyone's given a life, and everyone's given circumstances, and this just so happens to be how we are.
Educationally, it's drastically improved. I'm in college now. I actually didn't see myself in college.
We provide things like academic support, we have employment training, we have weekly life skills.
My interest is to go to school, be successful. I want to go to college for nursing. I will be attending Miami-Dade.
They helped me find a school that's very close to me so I can go to Miami-Dade and do social work and get my diploma.
Reggie was admitted into Berklee School of Music up in Boston, and he's in the process right now of trying to gather some funding to be able to make his dream come true.
Now it's like I have this whole goal, this whole schedule, this whole thing. I'm organized now with what I want to do.
Shaquisha, we recently found out that she was accepted into FIU. We helped her in her academic studies through tutoring, and we got feedback and she got accepted.
I've been going to school. I've been filling out job applications. I've actually reunited with my sister. That's something you could have never got me to do. But with the counseling there at Casa Valentina and the therapy, they boost my confidence to, actually step to my sister and talk to her, and now we're reconnected.
We need to know that we're loved. We need to know that we have a safety net. I think if a child has those basics, they're given the opportunity to make their own mistakes.
Most of the population that we deal with has not had a lot of constancy in their life. So we're constant, and we allow them to make mistakes. At the same time, we make sure that their safety and their needs are being looked after.
I have not spoken to my mom since I came back into care. It's a self problem that I have to work on. And where's my mom? When am I gonna see her?
For me, my source of support and of strength has been my family. And so what we get to provide to our young people is that sense where they have somebody to call. And I always did, and I never took it for granted. And so to be able to pay that sentiment forward and that feeling of stability and security forward is monumental.
When I was a senior in high school, applying to college, applying for financial aid, I just made sure that I was doing what the children who came from stable homes who were applying to college were doing.
If you have aspirations in life and you want to change your reality, be with people that are doing the things that you want to do, that you really aspire towards.
Volunteers are a huge component of our success, and we could not do it without them. It's not difficult to reach out, whether you're reaching out with your time, your talents, or your treasures.
Everybody contributes something to our program, whether it be a part of their personality or their dedication to moving on in their lives.
I mean, there's people that are doing it, they don't have to do it, they don't have to donate, they don't have to, work there, they can be doing other things, but they do it because they believe in the mission.
They show me love, basically. They're like a family I never had. They're really there to support you.
To know that there's people around you that care for you and that you can turn to if something ever happens, there's a lot of trust that is built.
I can actually rely on people now. Alex, my mentor, he's always there for me whenever I need him. They're just so helpful. They make me feel like I can actually lean towards somebody instead of relying on myself all the time.
For people like me that don't have a lot of family or roots in Miami, it provides a lot of stability and just comfort that I didn't have before.
Our residents walk into a place that's fully furnished. They don't have to worry about buying the furniture. There are people there who love them, who take care of them, who support them in everything that they're doing, whether it be go on to college or look for a job. There's always someone there, just like you would hopefully find in your home.
Without Casa Valentina, I probably wouldn't have nowhere to stay.
I mean, I'm happy to be alive and I'm happy to have a home.
I'm so grateful to have somewhere to live. Like, I don't care if I live in a shoebox, this is my room. And the fact that it's your room and no one could come in, like no one could do anything, like no one could hurt you. And it's a safe place, like the first time in forever. And it's sort of like a dream that you always had, but you never thought you would get there.
I was able to learn how to be independent and live on my own before I had to actually live on my own.
Like, they keep you motivated.
So what we provide here is emotional and physical safety. And so our young people are able to leave what can be usually a very tense and difficult situation and come to a place where they are welcomed for who they are and appreciated for who they are and supported throughout the entire process. There are hundreds of young people in this community who don't have the same thing when they turn 18, and I think that is a huge disservice to this population.
It's easy to say we go into Casa Valentina and we need all these life skills and we need to like educate ourselves, but it's like you also come with like all the emotional stuff.
And I think what sticks out to me the most is that our residents are coming from some pretty tough situations, and they come to our program with the idea that they're going to make something of themselves because they have alternatives and they choose to come here. And I think that that's a beautiful sign of what's to come in their lives, that they're able to make some really strong decisions for themselves.
And I see myself graduate to get my degree, to attend law school.
You know, I'm always gonna go to school. I see my future is bright right now.
Well, I'm in school for psychology now, and my plan or my goal is to be a therapist.
Well, I feel like I'm succeeding more than I ever did before.
Because you don't choose your circumstances. And it's like you either let that darkness kill you and drown you, or you could use that darkness and shine light onto it and use that darkness to help other people.
My daughter is my main courage, my main push, and basically I have to be successful and energized to take care of her and her needs. So she's what's pushing me every day.
I feel like I can do anything, that the opportunities are there. So I can become a judge, I could become a senator, or whatever I want to be if I continue my education.
Whether leaving abusive homes or war-torn nations, children, regardless of where they were born, represent the future, the fate of humanity. To deny them opportunities puts a stain on society as a whole. To ensure their welfare is a duty we should all hold personal to the best of our ability.
It's a very unique, wonderful experience because you know at the end of the day that at least 24 youth who are transitioning out of foster care, who are at risk, are safe. And that's a good feeling. It's something that all children should have, and I'm glad that these children have that.
It's so much easier to intervene with children, to heal them, to teach them, to change their path while they're still children. And that's what I think we should all be focusing on.
Hey guys, so I'm in my car. I'm all packed. My car is stuffed with stuff.
and I'm about to leave for Tallahassee. I'm like really nervous. I'm really nervous! So I just got to Tallahassee. I kind of can't believe that I'm here.
I would like to call attention to those family members who are the most vulnerable, the young. For many of them, a future filled with countless possibilities beckons. Yet so many others seem disoriented and aimless, trapped in a hopeless maze of violence, abuse, and despair. Their problems are our problems.